We recover results from... Why can't I say we recover? We will cover.
All right, folks, we're the Ridge Runners, and we're back and better than ever with a new edition of the Weekly Rundown, where we talk about all things trail and ultra running from Southeast Ohio and all the running news from the East Coast. I'm your host, the faster host, Michael Owen.
And I'm the better host, Wesley Harden. This week we're coming to you from the OVRC studio. We have results from the Hellgate 100k, the Bigfoot 50k, the Daytona 100, and more. We'll also highlight all the running news from the East Coast and the world of Strava. But first, a look at the Barte Streak.
Paul Barty extended his weekly half marathon distance streak to 418 weeks with this Monday run of 13.27 miles. On Friday of this past week, Barty also completed his hashtag every single street project, where he ran every street in the city of Athens. It took 11 days and 130 miles of running to complete the project, and upon completion, Barty wrote that he has lived in Athens for over 20 years, and now he knows the city better.
Paul, you could have done it a lot quicker in a car.
A couple hours, you think?
Easily.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier on your legs at least.
For sure.
Next week, for real this time, we have a special announcement about Barty's half marathon distance streak. Stay tuned. Okay, on to race results. One of the most popular winter races is the Hellgate 100k, and this year, some of the wintry conditions that is known to freeze eyeballs weren't a factor this time. Fast times reflected that. Still, Hellgate was the same old school Horton race as always.
On the 5th day of Hellgate, David Horton gave to me 5 Horton men.
The top 7 men were all within 43 minutes of each other, all with fast times, and it was Coloradoan Darren Thomas in 11 hours and 2 minutes for the win. Rich Riopel came in second place with a time of 11:15, and third was Mike McMonagle at 11:22. Mr. Speedgoat Carl Meltzer came out to the East Coast from Utah to run Hellgate and finished 10th place, and received a women's awards jacket, it appears. Interesting choice there, Horton. The women's race was just as competitive with close times throughout the top 10. Anna Evans came in on top in 13 hours and 4 minutes. Just 11 minutes back in 13:15 was Kelly McDonald. Rounding out the top 3 was Grindstone 100 champion Shannon Howe in 13 hours and 21 minutes. Hellgate was also the final race of the Beast Series, a 6-race series of all the Lynchburg area ultras. And it was Chris Roberts winning on the men's side and Shannon Howe winning on the women's side. Congrats to all the Beast Coast runners and all the runners completing Hellgate.
Well done. The Bigfoot 50k took place in Salt Fork State Park in Ohio this past weekend. The Bigfoot 50k features a 10.4-mile course that is completed 3 times. On the men's side, it was a tight race between the top 3. Taking first place in 4 hours, 28 minutes, and 20 seconds was Michael DeGoom from Philly. Second place from Toronto was Eric Limkeman in 4 hours, 32 minutes, and rounding out the top 3 was Mike Cooper from Malta, Ohio.
And that's Toronto, Ohio, not Toronto, the Canada state.
I think it's the Canada state.
No, it's not, it's Ohio, Toronto, Ohio.
Just check that.
Yeah.
Mike has actually finished 2nd or 3rd in this race each of the past 4 years, but is still searching for that elusive victory at the Bigfoot 50k. We'll have to see if he gets it next year.
Yeah, hopefully.
The women's race was also a tight one, and we saw 2 women in the top 10. Molly Dangler from Columbus took the top spot in 5 hours, 25 minutes, and 17 seconds. Second place, just 2 minutes back, was Emily Kotnick in 5 hours, 27 minutes, and taking the final podium spot was Angela Taylor in 5:37. Some local runners that completed the Bigfoot 50k was Jessica Kopowitz, who completed her first 50k. Well done. Matt Stolling also ran the race and PR'd by 25 minutes. Another awesome performance. And Dennis Wilson and Justin Wickham also ran the race. Well done to all the Bigfoot 50k runners.
Good job, locals. At the Daytona 100, results made it simple with the top 6 overall being the top 3 men and the top 3 women.
This makes it really easy on us. Keep it up, guys.
Yeah.
For the top 3 men, we saw Joey Hamlin, Denny Logano, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. taking the top 3 spots.
Whoa, no, this is the 100.
Oh, I was thinking it was the 500.
We don't do NASCAR on this show, Wes. This is a running show.
But for the women, it was Danica Patrick who took the top spot.
I thought she retired.
People want to know this.
Yeah, go daddy. 1 through 3 were the men, with Lee Whitaker running 15 hours and 30 minutes for the commanding win, 2 hours ahead of second place Gene Aponte in 17 hours, 24 minutes. Another full hour ahead of Kevin Cochran, 18 hours, 28 minutes. On the women's side, times were a bit closer with winner Sally Labonte coming in 19 hours, 18 minutes. Less than 30 minutes behind was Nancy Levine in 19 hours 47 minutes, with Cynthia Espinosa in third place, 20 hours 28 minutes.
In the cornfields of Iowa, where the snow was falling down like dandelions and buffaloes, the Hitchcock Experience 150-miler was a big challenge this year due to the course conditions. Corey Logson and Gretchen Mensa won the 100-mile race in 20 hours and 24 minutes and 26 hours and 26 minutes. In the 50-mile race, where the snow is still dancing like butterflies and dry erase markers, Ben Drexler and Megan Von Lutheran won in 8 hours and 33 minutes and 12 hours and 33 minutes. And it appears like Pixie Ninja was spotted spectating the Hitchcock Experience. Get the telescopes.
There was also a big world record set in the ultra running world. This past weekend was a Desert Solstice Invitational track meet 24-hour in Phoenix. Yeah, track race, which was quickly become the go-to race for world records, national records across various age categories for both 100 miles and 24 hours. It was Camille Herron that outlasted the entire field of runners on her way to break the world record for 24 hours by running 162.919 miles, beating the previous record held by Patricia Berenzowska by just over 1.25 miles.
Totally thought that was my record.
No, it was Patricia. This record adds to Camille's list of world records, including the 100-mile and the 50-mile world records. Incredible.
Oh, I'm just looking for my world records.
Maybe for most DNFs in a year. On the men's side, the heavy hitters dropped from the race soon after 100 miles, but 4 men did eclipse the 150-mile distance, with Jacob Jackson winning by running 157.5 miles. Bob Hearn, at age 53, ran 154 miles. Incredible. Wesley, you have any interest in running a 24-hour track race?
Yeah, I need to get on like a dizzy bat or something beforehand to practice, because that sounds like nauseous.
Is that the game you play as a kid when you're like, put your head down on a bat and run around it?
Yeah. Or is adults?
That's probably the best training you can actually do for a track race, actually.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you need?
I think Galen Rupp did that like every day, actually, I heard when he woke up. Now for our Strava rundown, where each week we highlight all the interesting activities and achievements from runners all across the East Coast. If you want to get noticed on the rundown, join the Ridge Runners Club on Strava by visiting the link below.
I'm calling this one the server. Circular server.
We'll start off with Ridge Runner member Dave Miller, who cranked out a 5:52 pace 5K at the Parkersburg Jingle Bell 5K. A super impressive finish because Dave is now in the Grandmasters category.
Wow.
So he's still just cranking at his age.
That's awesome.
Good job, Dave.
Justin Snare had this title for his 7-mile run this weekend. He said that he was discussing his favorite cookbooks with David. Drop us a line and let us know what your best recipe for chocolate chip cookies, brownies, or chocolate cake is. Thank you in advance.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear their thoughts on this subject for sure.
I mean, the more sweets, the better. I don't want any like real recipes, no rice or anything. Just give me the sweets and the cake.
You can have like rice cookies.
No, that's not a cookie.
The Cute Couple of the Week award goes to Lindsay and Matt Freeman, who celebrated their 2-year wedding anniversary by running a few miles together with their Solomon Trail dog. Is that the name of the dog?
I wonder.
I think it might be the name of the dog.
We need to know.
Yeah, let us know, Freemans.
Or is it actually the Solomon Trail dog?
Could be the Solomon Trail dog.
Because the one was a little older, but I know the young one could still be theirs.
I think those dogs were British, actually.
They could be here.
Yeah, but anyway, great run and awesome picks, guys, and happy anniversary.
A few weeks ago, we mentioned that it looked like Katie Hooper was gearing up for something big.
What'd she do?
This weekend, she ran the Rehoboth Beach Marathon in Delaware. And this looks like a really cool place to visit.
Is that Delaware State or Delaware City?
State.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. She felt strong all day and PR'd by 10 minutes.
Nice.
She was only 2.5 minutes off of a Boston qualifier. Nevertheless, awesome race, Katie, and we look forward to seeing you get that BQ in 2019.
Looks like Emily Bone is back in action running along Lake Michigan in Chicago. Her 6.4-mile run featured a beautiful stroll through Lincoln Park. I've ran there. Have you?
I haven't. I've been on the other side of the city.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. There's actually some grass and some water. Yeah.
Trees, maybe?
Yes, there's some trees. One of the only tree in Chicago, actually, is in Lincoln Park.
Wow.
We look forward to seeing more Windy City runs from you, Emily. Make sure you find some alleys and stairs to make those city trails, like back in your OU trail running days.
A shout out deserves to go to OU student Ben Gable for cranking out his 5th straight 100-mile week. That's like 500 miles in 5 weeks, am I right?
That is exactly what that comes out to.
Is that the math I'm getting here? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Rumor is Ben's going for one more this week, so stay tuned to see if he can go 6 straight weeks.
Good job, Ben. That's a lot of miles.
And with that, thanks for tuning in to this week's Rundown from the Ridge Runners. Be sure to check back next week. We'll deliver news on Ancient Oaks 100 miler, Lookout Mountain 50 miler, Seashore Nature Trail 50k, and more. In addition, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell below, and you'll be notified every single time we release a new video. You can also find us in podcast form on Apple iTunes and Google Play. I'm your vest host, Wesley Harton.
Can't wear a vest with short sleeves, by the way.
Oh man, I'm rocking it.
I've been trying to tell you that all episode. And I'm your faster host, Michael Owen.
And we'll see you next week on the Weekly Rundown.